Alright, welcome back everybody. I've got a quick fun tutorial inside Zbrush 4R8 today. We're going to be designing this guy right here. It is super easy. Like I said, we're going to use the Bend Arc Deformer, and it's real simple to make this. And if you kind of look at it head on here, kind of makes a cool HUD display for all your sci-fi scenes and stuff like that. Uh, so let's go ahead and get started here. And what I want you to do is go ahead and grab a plane 3D and make it a polymesh. Go under geometry, and we're going to divide this guy up. I'm going to divide them up to about 4 million. Alright, so subdivision 7. And then go ahead, delete lower. Go under, actually, Control Z. Go all the way back out. Turn off smooth first, and then we'll divide them up to subdivision 7. Go ahead, delete lower. Now it's a perfect square. Go to modified topology. We're going to do delete by symmetry. Turn off the X, turn on Y, and hit delete. Alright, so we got the top side there. And go ahead and go to deformation, and we want to do a mirror on the Y. And there we go. We got it flipped down to the bottom now. So we'll go ahead and turn off polyframe. We're going to zoom in here, come out just a little bit, and now we're going to do some masking real quick. We're going to basically build the simple structure for our Bend Arc Deformer. And go ahead, hold down Control, and select Mask Rectangle. There we go. Want you to go ahead and apply a mask up top. Doesn't have to be anything precise. So now go ahead and just draw out some random shapes. It don't matter. There's no particular order or reason here. Just some random shapes. Alright, now while you still have Control selected, go ahead and click on Alt, and now it will unmask whatever we select. So just go in here and do some unmasking on the mask there. So I'm going to go through this here real quick. Like I said, it doesn't have to be any specific shape or anything. Just getting some odd shapes in here. Just make sure you leave that top and bottom edge masked off there. It'll kind of help out in the end. Alright, I am content with that. Go over to Subtool. We're going to go down to the little extract panel down here. I want you to turn the smooth all the way off to 0. And we'll do a thickness. Let's just do, we'll try 0.1. I'm going to turn them on the side a little bit there. Double is turned on. Hit extract. It'll give you a preview of your extraction. If you're happy with that, go ahead and click accept. And now we've got a new subtool. And we'll go ahead and solo him out there. And when it does an extraction like in this method, it puts a mask on there, so you have to deselect the mask. So now we got our basic shape to deform. So some of you might be thinking to yourself, okay, I've seen this trick before, but you've seen it in Photoshop and Illustrator. Well, we're going to do it inside ZBrush. So hit W to bring up your gizmo. You can see the world axis or the object axis is right there in the center, or where the center used to be, and that's perfect. That's where we need it. So go ahead and click the gear icon and go to Bend Arc. And all you have to do is just make sure you're aimed straight onto this guy. And then click this top green triangle here, and then all you got to do is pull down till it goes to 180, or you could do the inverse and pull it up till it hits 180. And as you can see, we've now made this cool little sci-fi tech pattern super fast. Also, you can change the radius of this. You can expand it out to thin out the design, or you can squeeze it in. Whatever design you want. Okay, so we will stick with this guy here. I'm going to go ahead, click on the gear, and click Accept. Now if you go under Deformation, and we go to Unify, it'll recenter that object there, and then all you got to do is hold down Alt and click Go to Access, and there you go. Now your gizmo's dead center of your new object you just built. Pretty cool, right? So what I've been doing with these little guys is actually I have been decimating them down. So go to your Z plugin. You don't need to have any of these options on up here. Go ahead and pre-process. It shouldn't take too long because we're not trying to save UVs and all that other stuff. Alright, it's all done pre-processing here. I am going to go ahead and start out with just 5,000 polygons. We'll hit decimate current. Alright, we can see it didn't do a good job on some of the corners there, so let's just keep on increasing until it flattens everything out. We'll go ahead and just do 10,000 10,000 polygons there, decimate current. There we go, it fixed everything. We can hit preview there. Looks like everything worked out just fine, except for like that little corner right there. So let's go ahead and bump them up. We'll just go to 12,000. Alright, we'll jump up to 15. And it looks like all the corners have been fixed. And there we go. We got a nice little decimated model there. You can create insert brushes and all that with it. So let's continue on here. Go to your polygroups and do an auto group. I'm going to go back to draw mode here so we can do some other things with this. Alright, now that we've got individual polygroups here, we can go to ZModeler and right click on a face there. We're going to do move, and we'll do flat and polygroup. So if you look here, boom, we're just moving just this one here, and then just that one, and just that one, just that guy there. Oops, nope. That one's not working too well. He's not perfectly flat as Y, I think, or it's just not recognizing it. But for the most part, this should work just fine for you. As also, I'll show you another way to do it. So now we got some variety in our little design there. Alright, so let's jump back. Let's go back to our plane 3D. I'm going to turn solo off and turn our extract off. Turn off polyframe. I'm going to zoom out here. Okay, so let's go ahead and do Control and Alt. I'm going to erase all this stuff in here. We'll design something new. Quick and easy. Cut it up a bit. Now I'm going to attach all these points here, or some of them, just attach it to the border. or attach them to each other. Like I said, you could do whatever you want with this technique. It's pretty cool what you could do with it. All right. Okay, so I'm going to go with that. We're going to do another extract again. We're going to go ahead and accept it. All right, so now we got just that extraction. Let's solo him, clear the mask. Now let's go back to hit W. That'll bring up our gizmo again. Bend Arc. So we're going to do the same sort of thing again, but we're going to add something else. So I'm going to, and we'll do it like this way. Oh. And now, start messing with your twist. If you hold down shift, it'll constrain it to 5-degree increments. We'll do a 45 real quick. And you can see it's made this cool looking little cone feature here. Or if we raise it up to 90, you can see it's made this nice cool cylinder. So I'm going to go ahead and keep that. So go ahead, accept. Same sort of operations again. We'll unify and then hold down Alt, go to Axis. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and stretch him out a little bit. I don't think I'm going to bother with decimating this guy down. So let's take a look at how everything looks here. I'm going to turn off the plane 3D. We don't really need to see him anymore. So let's take our original extraction here. I'm going to scale him out. Something like that. So go back to our little cylinder here. I'm going to go ahead, actually I am going to do insert. We're going to do just a cylinder 3D. We're going to rotate him 90 degrees. So you hit solo, you can see what he looks like there. Turn on polyframe. I'll turn on solo so you can see this better. Go to polygroups, group by normals. There we go. Now everything's capped off, nice. Now if you go to geometry, crease PG, which is polygroup, it puts a crease around the polygroups. So we can turn off polyframe now, and if you hit D on your keyboard, that should activate dynamic subdivision. And we're going to crank him up to maybe 4, so it's nice and smooth. All right, unsolo that. I want to scale the Y. Why? Because I can. Let's go to subtool here. Let's move him. Let's move our big extraction up. Our little cylinder extraction, I want to bring him down below the cylinder. And then the cylinder, click on right there to turn it into a start group. And then make that extraction below it a subtraction. We're going to turn on live Boolean. I know I say it wrong. Sorry, guys. And turn solo off. I'm going to turn off the big extraction again so I can see. All right, now we can see we're cutting into him here. So let's stretch him out. A lot like that. So now we got our cut there. I'm going to make a duplicate of this guy here. And I'm going to make him a subtraction, and I am going to scale him down. There we go. Now he's cutting out the center there. Let's make a duplicate of this one. We're gonna change him to a subtraction. I want to scale him down to where he's just cutting the inside. Bring him out. And just to make sure we're kind of random here, we can randomize that. Just turn it around. Cool. May scale them just a little bit. Alright, I think that's good. Go ahead, actually we'll take the first extraction, we'll scale him up. Like that, okay. Now it's not so deep there, good. So go ahead and I just want to go ahead and do make Boolean, dynamic subdivision, make it. It's only going to do everything that's visible. Go ahead and execute that. And we'll come back. Okay, he's ready. He's up here in your tool shelf. Let's go ahead and append the U-mesh there that we just created. And we can go ahead and go up to that start. We'll just delete. Okay. Delete. All right. Deleted all them off now. So now we turn our big extraction back on. There he is. Looking all nice and pretty there. You'll notice that one little artifact right there, that little panel there, because if you look at your, let's go to the top extraction here, solo. If you look, you got to find it. Oh, I decimated this guy. Let's see. But right here, here is where the two pieces connected together, but they're not fused together, so they were treated as individual parts. So this is one side here, this is the other side, and that's why that happened with this guy here on that little part. Let me turn that off, because that's where that middle seam was, right there. So that will happen. Kind of a way around it is to actually do Dynamesh on it, and that will kind of fuse the two parts together. So just food for thought there. So let's continue working on this. I'm going to go ahead with this extraction here. Just going to rename it ring, just so I know what it is. We'll rename him core. And then with the ring, do a group split. Go to split, because each thing has its own piece there. So go ahead and do group split. Okay. And it'll make all the individual rings separate. So we can actually, we're going to take it into Keyshot, and then we're going to make that. So let's take our core here. If you do an Alt click, you can move individual parts around. So I'm going to bring him out just a little bit so we can see more of the detail. And if we do Alt click on some of these other guys, on him, you could do a scale, Alt click, you can scale them, you can move them, click, you know, we can make him thicker if we wanted, we can push him back. That. Alright, so let's go ahead, let's go to our core real quick. I'm going to turn off that. I want to do one more trick here. I want to get that one polygroup right in here. Actually, just go ahead and duplicate, rename them light, control click, and then all we got is just that little selection there. Do geometry, modify. Oh, I want to get him and this inner one here. Reverse the selection. Now go to delete hidden. There we go. Go to your deformation. Do just click on there, enter. Just project it out just a little bit. So now we've got something that can emit light when we take it into KeyShot, which we're going to do right now. So go under your preferences, render, external render, KeyShot, and now we can send it over to KeyShot through the bridge. So go ahead and click BPR, and I'll meet you over in KeyShot here in just a sec. Alright, here we are in KeyShot. It's transferred everything over beautifully. If you don't have the bridge, the ZBrush to KeyShot bridge, you can always just export out OBJs and import them in through your regular KeyShot. But I have the bridge, so it makes my life a lot easier. So what I want to do, since everything is separated, if we open up the models here, you can see everything is separated out here. So why don't we go ahead and we'll add our light real quick. We'll double click on the light because it keeps the naming convention there. So core and then all the rings. So double click on the light. Go down to area light diffuse, and we'll turn off visible to camera. No, we'll keep visible to camera on, and we'll just stick with that color for the moment. And real quickly, just some cool little materials here. The Axolata paint, very cool paint on here. I think it's got like I think it's almost like car paint, really. So let's go ahead. We'll do a blazing copper on the core here, and we'll just drag and drop colors on here, and we can just drag it onto each individual one since we have them all separated out nicely. I'm just going through and grabbing them randomly until I color all my stuff here. Underground, silver. See, I think everybody's got one now. Yep, everybody's good. We'll change our environment. Find something that I think this apartment here will work. It's got a lot of nice reflections in there. You can always turn off the backdrop, the background, and just keep it as a color. You can always tone it down just a little bit. We may keep it, high key like that. It looks cool. And you can always adjust the wattage here or change the color. So let's we'll start with red, but we'll actually maybe turn it into maybe a burnt orange. There you go. And now it's starting to pick up reflections, all the light. We can increase that to 200 watts there, so it projects out further. You could do on the environment, do ground reflections. The light in itself, you could do global illumination. If you don't like where those reflections are landing, you can just do control and then drag your environment around till you get something you like. If the reflections are too much for you, you can always double click on that because they're all separated. You can just bump up the roughness just a little bit. Just diffuse that reflections there. Just whatever it is to suit your own style there. So, but that's basically it with the deformer there. Let me jump right back. Forgot to show you another little one here. Let me come back to Subtool. Go to, if we do shift click, hold on. Shift click, now we just have him. Zoom out. Let's go ahead and make an extraction, extract, accept, clear the mask, W, boom. We'll do Bend Arc, do it like that. Then if you turn it on the side, and I believe it's this one here, not twist, angle, you could do something kind of cool like this. Make a weird sort of bracelet. So if we just reduce the radius, and by stretching it out like that, we're actually reducing the width of it. Ooh, that's brutal. We don't want to do that. But if you did the, hold on, let's go Control Z, Control Z. Let's go ahead and change the thickness of it. There we go. Now do your Bend Arc. Like that. Go on the side. And angle. Now you got something like that. Be kind of cool little bracelet there. And accept. Pretty cool. So that's basically it. That's all the little quick tips and tricks there for Bend Arc. There, it's a very cool deformer. You can do a lot of interesting things with it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to do a like and subscribe. Give me a comment. I always appreciate you guys. Definitely go over to my Gumroad page. I'll have some of these files available for you to look at. And we will catch you in the next video. You guys have a great day.